The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath. Greetings, Pool Player Nation. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for bonus coverage of this year's APA World Pool Championships. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by the Hall of Fame legend, Ava Lawrence. Ava, today we've got something very special in store for our viewers, an international challenge match featuring teams from both our Asian leagues, and this is a showdown between the JPA and the APA of Singapore. What do you think?
This should be pretty cool. I mean, as international as this game is, and it's so many people around the world that love playing pool but are never going to be able to necessarily go on the, pro tour or anything like that, make the pro world championships. But here, everybody has a chance, and for them to be able to be exposed to what is the APA and have a chance to actually compete within their group of skill levels, I think this is really going to be a great thing. We've had Canada, we've had United States, Japan for quite a few years now, and welcome Singapore.
Absolutely, and I know there's always a lot of interest amongst the teams that come out here of what's going on with the Japanese team, the Singapore team, and so we thought we'd give you folks a chance to see them live here on the stream. So before we meet our finalists in this special exhibition, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. This match is going to feature the Team Captains Championship format, which means teams will choose any 3 team members to compete in the match. The order of play will be the lowest skill level player to the highest skill level player, and only one player of skill level 6 or higher may play in this particular match. The format will alternate between 8-ball and 9-ball racks, and we'll be starting with the 8-ball rack. Each team is limited to 1 timeout per rack per game, and each individual rack 1 is worth 1 point. Now, both of these teams are coming in at a combined skill level of 15, which means we're going to have another 5-5 race here, Ava. So let's take you down and meet our finalists here in this special exhibition. First up, from the land of the rising sun, we have Team Japan of the Japanese Pool Players Association. And from the Lion City, we have Team Singapore of the APA of Singapore. Now the players are ready to get things started. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of this international exhibition sponsored by our friends at PoolDog.com. You can see the players shaking hands before this special exhibition match. Again, a real treat for these two teams. I know we had a team from Japan back in, 2019 that was here in Pool Dog Arena, but otherwise, no team from Singapore has made it this far. And right off the bat, we are going to see from Team Japan, Chikasa Uchikoba, skill level 4.
Well done, I think.
And for
Good
Team
job.
Singapore, we have Sui Leng Lee, also a skill level of 4. And again, they will start in the 8-ball rack. They're going to lag for break. Then they will start in the 8-ball set. Each rack is worth 1 point. First team to 5 points will win this special exhibition.
That looks like it is going to be Team Japan that's going to draw first blood with a break.
And they will have the break. Again, that is Chikasa Uchikoba. I will do my best to pronounce these names, which are a little more challenging than some of our Western names.
You. No offense, but
I did run through them with the teams beforehand, and they felt like they were close enough, is what they said. My good friend Noriyuki Nanjo out of Japan, our league operator, said, good enough. I said, thank you, Nori. Nori's a great guy. Of course, been a league operator now since 2007. Hard to believe we've been in Japan that long, but Been a long journey for him. I know, especially challenging during those COVID years. I think
Definitely.
Japan was closed for almost 2 full years, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have Eddie Rivera here. He is the league operator from the APA of Singapore.
2 good guys.
Absolutely. And we have, once again, Chikasa Uchikoba with the break in the 8-ball rack here.
Nice solid break. No action as far as balls going in, and kind of she didn't hit that with a lot of power, so we're looking at a lot of issues here. Big one being right there, obviously. The stripes look better to me, considering where the balls are. 10 ball being up on this side of the table, that's another thing to contend with.
And this is Lee here at the table. Again, he is representing the Team Singapore. Both players skill level 4s.
I like the way he stays down nice and solid on the shot. It's probably one, besides the initial setup, which is incredibly important. Staying down, don't worry about the outcome. You commit to what you want to do, then just stay down and let your arm follow through straight, nice and loose hand. But any twitching is going to more than likely have an outcome on the result. Thin cut here. Oh, he went ahead and maybe he banked it, or just a result of hitting the 2.
Now, I believe the players from the Japanese team, Ava, took 33rd in 8-ball. They were alive until the last round last night, so congratulations to them. Very solid finish.
That's a great finish.
And the Team Singapore, I believe the players that are in this exhibition match are playing in the 9-ball event and have yet to start. So,
you know, they have some great pro events all over Asia. It's so popular over there, especially the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing and more popular and popular. But I don't wonder what they thought walking in here to this amateur event, thinking, well, how big can it be? I'm sure they've seen videos and pictures since we stream all over the world.
Right.
But until you get here. All right, he made a combo there, got that out of the way, but made his opponent's ball. Japan's back in action again.
brings Chikasa Uchikoba back to the table here. The referee, once again, is Kevin McCarthy. Kevin kind enough to referee this special exhibition for us.
Nice defensive shot there. 6 ball is not makeable, at least not without curving a little bit. 3 ball is the only clean open shot he has to try to come up with something, but playing defense from there is tough considering where the stripes are. This is obviously a benefit to both teams, whoever can break that up, make a bank, set up for a bank shot later on. I think he's going to try to, is he trying to make it? Well, he's playing defense. Watch that cue ball. Not a bad effort, but left a straight-in shot on the 10 ball down the rail. It's not frozen, so it's pretty makeable, but it's not an easy shot. And the question is, well, she should be able to make the 9 after this if she can pocket the 10. And might be able to get the perfect angle to break the 7. 14 up too. You see the 9 there close to them, so if she can make this, no.
That brings Lee back to the table. Sui Leng Lee, representing the Team Singapore here.
Standard pool has really grown over there. A lot of times, and for many, many years, they played kind of a Chinese 8-ball, which is played essentially on a miniature snooker table, size, 7-foot table, but the American style, if you will. I don't know if we can claim it, but I think we can. We are anyway today.
Yeah.
Has really taken off.
Yeah.
And become very, and I think a lot of that had to do with, I give us, the WPBA, the Women's Professional Billiard Association, a lot of credit through the years. The women's side of this game has exploded, like I said, and a lot of that had to do with we told ESPN, if we're going to keep showing our stuff, this is back in the 90s, we said we want the international rights. So to make a lot of money came from the international rights. We sold it to Star Asia, we sold it to Sky Sports in Europe, and I think that inspired people, especially women. And now, where there hardly were any, the women's side has really exploded in all over Asia, especially in China and Japan and Taiwan. Trick shot. That was the wrong series of balls, so here we go again.
Chikasa. Uchikoba.
Chikasa.
Chikasa.
It's a pretty name, Chikasa.
Chikasa. Uchikoba. Of the team Crash 8. That was their team name playing in the 8-ball World Championship.
Crash 8.
And they finished 33rd, tied for 33rd late last night, it's my understanding. But they are rested up, and they are here in Pool Dog Arena today. Really appreciate both of these teams taking the time out to do this. Cool experience for them, obviously, but they're also here in Las Vegas where there's much to see and do when you're not playing pool, so that they would spend their time with us. I really appreciate that. I know the viewers appreciate it as well. Pool Dog Arena starting to fill in a little bit for this special exhibition match. Great look at the arena.
Again, huge shout out as always to all of our volunteers. Any big event, pro or amateur, needs a lot of people to step up. And here we have, I don't know how many referees we have throughout the room that are there to do their job, and they're here for 10 or more days, 11 days.
Most of it on their feet.
Yes.
All right.
You got the day shift and the night shift.
60 referees, I'm
60
told.
is that 60 referees from all over the country.
All APA
and
members.
Canada.
Yep. Takes a village.
Sure does. And then obviously the whole staff that's running it. That I say it every time, and I mean it. It's very impressive the way they run this. There's never a confusion. Everything runs the way it's supposed to. Everything is handled the way it's supposed to. And we take it for granted because it's been so many years, but I guess that's the case when it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
All right, table now open. So just this and the 8 standing in the way. Oh, boy. That could cost him. We're going to see here. Can he slice that down in the corner, or is the 11 ball in the way? I don't think he can make it in the side. These tight, the pockets in the side from that angle is tight enough, but if he's got to contend with the 15 ball on top of it, yuck.
Again, this match features the Team Captains Championship format, which is alternate racks of 8-ball and 9-ball. So we're starting here in the 8-ball rack. And the next match will feature 9-ball and then 8-ball, and on we'll go until one team has 5 points, each rack worth 1 point, of course. First time out here for Team Singapore. Talking this over Lee is talking to Mike Koo, his teammate, skill level 6.
There's the timer on the rail. Usually during league night, they usually use their phones, but here in the event, we're using the 1 minute timer.
Marks the top pocket.
Yeah, like I said, if he can slice it in, I would definitely. That pocket is more friendly, plus there's not a ball impeding part of the pocket like it is in the side, so if he can hit it to make it, this is definitely the shot. Plus, if he rolls it up there, he could end up, if he misses it, he may block that pocket for the 9 to go in. Oh, nice shot.
What a shot.
He stroked that like he meant it. There was no rolling that in case I missed kind of a shot. He just went for it. I like it.
Swee Lang Lee pockets that 8 in the top corner, and Team Singapore is up 1-0 in this race to 5. We will have continuing coverage of this special exhibition match when we return in just a few moments. All right, welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the APA World Pool Championships. This is a special exhibition match between Team Singapore and Team Japan. At the table for Team Singapore, Shanna Ung, skill level 5. She will have the break in this 9-ball rack.
Oh, no. Solid hit, but she got a little draw on that cue ball, and it went straight into the corner. Great opportunity here.
And that will bring up Reiko Wang of Team Japan. She is a skill level 4. Again, each rack 1 is worth 1 point. This is a race to 5.
No, did not get there. Just short of the 3-ball. You know, players are going to be a little bit scared because they noticed from the earlier match we had in the Team Captains Championship that this table is fast. Obviously, the bright lights overhead are really drying it out. And it's a brand new cloth that's only been a few racks played on it earlier today. Before that, nobody's hit a ball on it. So she got a little too tentative there. Came up short. Have to kick at this. Ooh, she almost made it. And that'll bring Shanna back to the table for Team Singapore. We still have the 8-ball championship going strong, narrowing everything down for the championship that is tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the winners of this, there's a 2 o'clock round. The winners will advance to the quarterfinal tonight, and we'll wake up tomorrow morning. We will be in the semifinal round. Only 4 teams will remain at that point.
And we also have the Masters and ladies playing full force.
Yep, still Quite a bit of action to take place here at the Westgate in Las Vegas this week.
So ladies must be on Tuesday, correct?
Ladies Championship is on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Masters is Thursday.
Okay.
Jack and Jill doubles will be Friday. And we will close things out with the 9-ball World Championship on Saturday. That will be our final event.
You are so on top of things, Jason. It's my favorite part about
Thank you.
Yeah. I just open
take
it up,
that
you
as a
go, you
compliment.
take it. Oh, you
Yes.
should.
All right. Back to the table is Recco Wang. Looking to even this match at 1 game apiece.
Jacked up on this 4-ball here is just going to have to. Not too bad. Just going to try to draw this to hold it. You see the 5 right there. Always much tougher to make a shot when you're jacked up over a ball. You can't really get down in line of aim, and it's real easy to get a little spin on the cue ball or hit it off to the side. So, good thing that helps there is to shorten. Anytime you're jacked up over a ball like that, cueing on the cue ball, is shorten your backstroke. Find your spot. Don't take that long, big backstroke. That gives you more chance to hit it off. All right, things are looking a lot better here for Reiko. She can just go ahead and she can put a little bit of right on this, play it in the side or the pocket. Or the corner pocket. Oh, she wanted that angle and she hit it. Sometimes you go, ooh, it would be perfect if I had this angle to get on the next ball, but you got to take what you got. You can't create something that isn't there. So back and forth we go. Singapore back at the table. Shanna.
Nice combination. I would imagine for these teams it's quite the adjustment coming over with the significant time change.
Oh, definitely. I wonder how long
I think it's like a half-day difference essentially
Yeah.
for both.
Yeah, we think it's tough coming from the East Coast.
Yeah, right.
But
You'd
it's
think
also
that
very
2 hour,
gruesome.
3-hour adjustment. Yeah, try
I've made that
12
trip
or-
quite a few times, and it is a long, tough trip. All right, she tried to avoid that 8-ball, but it still worked out. Helps that the 8-ball is so close to the corner pocket. You just got to be careful because this 9-ball in the center of the table, this one right here, is huge. Easily get behind that with the angle she has on the 7. So you either put a little low on this and dig it into 2 rails or come all the way around. Look out. No, she hit perfect speed. No,
Very
a little too
nice.
far.
Ooh.
Still a tester, but she's got this, I think.
Chance to put Team Singapore up 2-0.
This is thin enough where you just really want to bear down. Oh,
Got
just
it.
barely. She's big smile on her face.
Another tester here on this 9 in the side.
Yeah, she's almost straight. It's easy. You need to just tap this in instead of trying to jack up and stop it. Just roll this in.
No problem
Nice out.
there. Team Singapore takes a 2-0 lead in this race to 5, and we will have continuing coverage of this special international exhibition from the APA World Pool Championships when we return in just a moment.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with. Great. I'll see you there. Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
hey, meet you.
Welcome back. I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas. Vegas, baby. Oh my.
Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the APA 8-Ball World Championships. Special exhibition match here. Team Singapore versus Team Japan. And early on in this match, it's been all Team Singapore, up 2-0 in this race to 5. Mike Koo now at the table for Team Singapore with this break in the 8-ball rack. Dry break there for Mike, and we've got a special guest joining us here in the booth, Ava. We've got Eddie Rivera, our league operator of the APA of Singapore. Welcome, Eddie.
Thank you.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Likewise. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Well, you got to be thrilled with this early 2-0 lead, I imagine.
I am. Yeah, my team's playing quite strong, quite well. Even though they're telling me they're nervous, they're not playing like they're nervous.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's half the battle. Is kind of, don't let them see you sweat.
Exactly.
Now, we were talking, is the team that's playing here, are they playing in the 9-ball World Championship, or do they play in the 8-ball?
It's a mix of both.
A mix of both, okay.
Yep. So we have Shanna, who is playing in the 9-ball. She's the one who just won the 9-ball match.
Okay.
Right? And then today, Mike and Lee have played in the 8-ball, and unfortunately, they got knocked out already.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how did your 8-ball team do while they were here?
Well, they could have done a little bit better, but
Yeah.
they did as best as they could, and they played some really strong teams out here. There's lots of strong teams, so they finished already. They could have maybe made it a little bit longer, but hey, they're happy with their performance, and they're hoping to show a good performance here against Japan.
Well, so far so good in that regard. And then for the 9-ball team, I guess they're excited, getting ready. They're probably
They
itching to get. So you had them come in a little early to adjust to the time change, I imagine.
Yeah, correct. They came last night, so most of them are still, shaking off the jet lag a little bit, but they're excited to get on the tables, get some practice time in, because these tables are much different than what we're accustomed to, right? 7-foot diamonds. They're beautiful tables, but much different than what we're used to.
Yeah, and what does the scene look like there in Singapore in terms of tables and locations and that kind of thing?
It's quite the scene. We've got lots of different pool halls. So we play out of ARC Harborfront, which is run by KK Chan, and they have some beautiful Rasson tables there. They also have Mr. Sung tables, and now they have Chinese 8-ball tables.
Wow.
So it's, as you've probably seen, Chinese 8-ball is becoming more and more of a thing in all over Asia,
Yeah.
especially in Singapore. And then of course we have the pubs, and in the pubs you play from 7-foot, 8-foot, and even 9-foot Rasson tables all over. So it's quite a big mix, but
Kinda
we're not
all
used
over.
to diamonds. There's only 2 diamond tables in all of Singapore.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So a little bit of an adjustment in that regard. And then as far as the time change, what's the time change difference between Singapore and Las Vegas?
Let's see. It is what, 4 p.m. right now?
It is 2:30 here
2:30
in
p.m.
Las Vegas.
So that'd be 5 a.m. in Singapore,
Okay.
and that would be Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're to hope that your players are morning people then.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, what
Exactly.
pool player isn't a morning person, Ava? Come on now.
Um,
Early morning, early
Yeah.
morning. I'm talking 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's their early morning pool player.
The bar that they represent is Melodies, and so they're used to staying out late, having a good time,
Yeah.
having a few drinks. So they're not so much morning people either. I don't think.
well, we talked a lot about what the APA can offer other places in the world now. Singapore, Japan, is an organized event where anybody can compete as opposed to, because I know there's so many great players all over Asia,
Yeah.
China, Taiwan, all over the place. But to be able to do this where you can compete and be MVP of the whole session if you're a 2, you know what I mean, if
Sure.
you're essentially a beginner. So that I think that's the most beautiful thing that APA can offer is players playing at an
Yeah.
even level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing that the players have adopted very quickly in Singapore is knowing that APA is for everybody, right?
Right.
You don't have to be a Super 7 to play an APA.
That's good.
Any skill level, anybody can play, and anybody can win, right?
Right.
So it gives everybody an opportunity, and we've got players from, I'd say the majority of our players are actually skill level 3s and 4s.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and I understand. I mean, I understand it, and also it's just if when it's brought to you, because we're so used to APA having been around here for so long that only new people will go, oh really, I can play, I don't have to be good.
Yeah.
But the fact that when it's brought in new like this to a place where nobody really knows what APA is, to try to explain that, no, really, you really can compete and be as important on the team as anybody else.
Yeah, and that's what's amazing about this championship or exhibition match that we're doing right now is it's just going to help bring that exposure to all those other players that don't know APA in Singapore and don't know that, hey, I'm a newbie player or I'm a moderate player. I can play in a league as well.
And they can look and go, hey, I can do that.
Yeah. You're right, Ava. I'll say one more time that's just kind of one of the stigmas that I have challenge of breaking is telling people, hey, look, they always say, I'm not good enough for a league. Yes, you are. Everybody is.
And we hear that in the United
I was going
States
to say that
too.
philosophy seems like it's
Yeah.
crosses the globe, right? You have to convince them that, hey, this is for you.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I like about the streaming now is they go, wait a minute, and they can see somebody who's playing. I play as good as that. I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And then there's the fun part where you can actually go out and just have a good time and play some pool, which is kind of the main thing we're about.
I was
The
going to ask you about
camaraderie
the equipment. I mean, we talked about pool tables, obviously, but like in terms of cues, like what are the popular brands that the players in Singapore play with? Any particular brands that they tend to favor? Or
Well,
all
we
over?
have a hard time getting some of the cues that we have out here. So, they do love the BK Rush. They do love the Predators. They do love the Mez. Mez is quite
Okay.
popular out there.
Yeah, I know they're big in Japan too.
Mhm. Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Aloysius Yap, who's Singaporean, plays with Mez. So, therefore, that's kind of been one of the main adoptions over there is Mez.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's an outstanding young player, right?
Yep.
Aloysius Yap.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be representing Singapore and Asia in the Reyes Cup.
Yeah, he
coming up.
already qualified. That's right.
It's such a fun player to watch too. He
Oh,
really
yeah.
is. Yeah, I like him.
So, yeah, because of him, I'd say Mez and Predator are probably the two largest ones. And Q-Tech, of course.
Yeah. And what can you tell us about Mike Koo, who's at the table here?
Well, he's got some work to do at the moment. He's down a little bit in this rack, but he's a strong player, level 6. He's been playing for a long time. Oh, I see what he's doing now, getting in shape for the 7. I was wondering how he's going to get down there.
I love the look of his cue. I don't know what the butt of that cue is, but it's gorgeous.
Well, you're talking about the cues, and I think about 6 or 7 of our players so far have bought cues while they're
Here in Vegas?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, there's, what did I see, 40-something vendors here, so
they're
plenty of opportunities to do some cue shopping and all kinds of billiard accessories.
Nice.
Mike looks like he's going to put your Team Singapore up 3-0, Eddie. Just got to remember the pocket marker.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, when you started in Singapore, was it 8-ball, 9-ball, both? What did you start with over there?
Yeah, that's a great question. We started with 9-ball because
Right.
I actually thought that 9-ball would be the most popular sport. There it is, 3-0.
Mike Koo helps his team take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, so I really thought 9-ball would be the most popular sport and or game, I should say, and I felt that we get the most traction playing 9-ball. But since then, I've pivoted, and we've gotten about 5 times the number of 8-ball teams that we do as 9-ball now.
Nice.
So 8-ball seems to be more popular, especially in the pubs. I think that people in Singapore really enjoying having a beer or having a pint
Yeah.
while they're playing pool,
Yeah.
and that social aspect of the pub versus pub. They call it interpub division. Really brings out the fun and brings out the camaraderie against each other. And everyone has their team shirts and their jerseys. So once they go to a different pub, they get to represent, their pub, and it's a lot of fun. So, we're seeing 8-ball become more and more popular.
Nice.
And I understand that, and I think a lot of people in Asia too are more familiar with it because the Chinese 8-ball. So it's the same thought process for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said too, if you are out in a pub or in a bar in a pool room, you can relax a little bit. If you miss a ball, it's usually not the end of the world. And you turn around and you just kind of talk to your friends, whatever. 9-ball is a little more of a serious game, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty about 9-ball is the ball count. Everybody, that's really taken off, I know, in our area and across the country, in the United States at least, because you can see that in the number of participants that come out here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such a incredibly level for skill levels. You know what I mean? You got your 2 is as valuable and strong as your 9s are, maybe more.
Yeah, especially in 9-ball, everybody has a chance to win.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is Sui Ling Lee back at the table, the break in the 9-ball set.
Strong break there.
2 balls in the side pocket.
Made that classic and check that out. You got a combo line up right there.
Possible 2-9.
And that he can hit it, can glance off. It looks like he might hit it a little too thick.
Team
We'll
Singapore with a 3-0 lead in this race to 5.
We'll see if he can hit it low enough. But it's a definite two-way opportunity. Don't want to hit this too hard and want the cue ball to go down a little bit more. No.
Oh, wow.
When you hit it firm like that, too, it's going to bounce off of it more, especially with center ball, so hit higher.
Now we're playing with the Aramith Black set here, Eddie. Curious what's, Aramith balls over there, what type of balls, what type of, is the Blacks new to them?
No, they have the Aramith Blacks over there as well. Yeah, and that's actually, one of the standards, right? They try to play with these as much as possible. And it's funny, too, because if the pool hall doesn't have Aramith or even Aramith Blacks, I see a lot of players bring their own set.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
So they prefer to play with the best quality balls as well as cues. And if the pool hall doesn't bring it,
they bring their own. I like that.
Yeah. I was thinking Lee had a chance to finish this, but he kind of snookered himself a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, complete snooker here. Looks like he's going to have to go to the bottom cushion, 1 or 2 rails. What you want to do in a perfect world is to hit it down here with enough spin to get kind of a solid hit. Keep the cue ball up here, send a 3-ball to the other side of the table. If you can dig it enough to do 2 rails. If not, who knows? You just hit it hard and hope something good happens.
Sounds like my game.
Yeah. Oh,
got a hit.
He wasn't able to. He did hit it, and it paid.
All right, opportunity now for Chikasa Uchikoba. Would love to finish out this rack and get her team on the board.
You're having fun with these names, aren't you? Come on, be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
Jason. You walk.
I feel like I got them down. Ready to do some traveling.
Yeah. Uchikoba.
I was going to ask you, Eddie, how many of your players here are here in the States for the first time? Have they been here before? Is this a first?
No, good question. Quite a few. Quite a few has been their first time in the States. And they're enjoying it. So I think one of Mike Koo and company, they're actually going to go to Los Angeles and take the Highway 1 up to San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and in between there, they're going to Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam. So they're seeing the sights.
They're going to, good. Nice shot there.
Oh, beautiful.
Set to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. This is one of those natural positions here. If she can go ahead and just hit this, half the ball, hit it with a little bit of left spin and come around for this for the 6-ball. She wants perfect world. She would like to get as straight in on the 6 as possible, obviously. Try to come down deep and come down here so she can get easily on the 8 for the next shot. Oh, a little sharp, too sharp of an angle there.
We've only seen one timeout thus far, right? I've not seen. That was a Team Singapore timeout. I've not
Yeah.
seen Team Japan utilize a timeout yet.
What I've found to being a league operator, as long as I have it, noticed how often certain players just don't want a timeout.
Yeah.
And they'll let them know, I don't bother me. and they get real attitude if,
Oh,
they,
wow.
if they ever, oh yeah. It's pretty funny. Especially
Yeah.
if it's a husband and wife, by the way.
Oh yeah, I can see
That's-
that.
Do you have a lot of like husband-wife couples that play, or?
You know, I did, and now they no longer do.
Oh, was it?
I think for that same reason you're talking about, Ava. But you know what I do have a lot of, and I just have another one that I think it makes me kind of proud, is I have a lot of father and son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of father and sons, and we have a new one coming on board next season. And for me, it's just it's a good story to see the families come together.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's great. I see a lot of husband and wives and boyfriend, girlfriend that I've met through pool and everything else
Mhm.
make their own teams.
Yeah.
Because they get along great in life, but, you know.
They
when
don't
it comes
wanna
to-
compete together.
No.
Oh. I'm looking forward to that, to the first like girlfriend and boyfriend, or maybe even husband and wife
Yeah.
through APA. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hopefully.
we have so many of those.
Oh,
my-
yeah,
they're
you'll have
coming.
'em.
Trust
Yeah.
me.
You'll have them.
I love that. It's horrible when they break up. Then the whole like division, everybody knows them, is upset. I can't believe it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lee
yeah,
rattled that ball. in
tough
the
shot
top
there.
corner.
Oh, he would have had shape. A good try, but he got away with it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't do any favors for Chikasa.
This is we just saw this from Joseph Fronek came with a question that you could answer.
Sure.
How accepting are the Singapore players to including defense in their game? Many new players do not enjoy the aspect of defensive play. Just curious.
Well, I think it goes both sides. You know, I think there's several players in Singapore that really prefer the offensive style, and you know, they really want to just go for it, right? I think they have more fun with saying, "Hey, I made this incredible two-way bank shot," or
Right.
whatever it is, right? And so they're more offensive than defensive. But I do think the stronger sixes and sevens, and you know, are more aware that the defense is a part of the game, and you have to play defense.
Huge part,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'd say both sides. I'm not going to say that Singapore is more offensive than defensive, but we're definitely seeing some defensive play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a large part of the game.
And I think as your game develops too, like you said, you realize more and more how many games you've lost because you went for it instead of just tapped
Yeah.
it into the rail behind about, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, we hear all those expressions like defense wins championships, and it
Yeah.
same thing with pool.
Yep. All right. Oh, I thought he was going to cut it and go up and down.
Tried
Wait
to
a
play
minute.
safe, but
He did, but
I
he
think
laid
that
it
turned
up.
out the
Yeah.
way he had drew it up. So
The dreaded double kiss there.
once again, a chance for Chikasa and Team Japan to get on the board.
Play this with a little bit of left. If anything, you want to make sure you tap that 8 ball. It's tough to see if it's close enough, but I think with a little low right, she should be able to clip the 8 to have a shot. All right, that's a little more like it, the way she's cueing it now. Oh, no.
Oh, she tried to play defense too.
Or was she?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, if you don't like your chances to go all the way out, then why do it at all?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So try to tell our players that if you don't feel like you can finish the job, then
Don't make it easy for your opponent, right?
no.
Yeah. She didn't make it easy for Lee here.
Mm-mm.
Now, how many players do you have in total that came over? I know you had 2 teams, but
Yeah.
eight players on each team, or
So we didn't get the full 8 for each team. We have 6 on one and 7 on the other. So 13 people.
13 from Singapore.
We had over
Okay.
Singapore. We had, I guess, a couple wives come over too. So maybe 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are they enjoying Las Vegas?
They're
so
loving
far?
it.
Are they
Yeah.
never been here before? I take it.
Most
Or
of them
they?
haven't.
Yeah.
Most of them have not. So they're taking in all the food, taking in all the gambling, right? Of course.
I was gonna say, where does this? So if you're coming from Singapore to Las Vegas for the first time, what is the first thing they needed to?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, scratch.
He made the 6, but he also pot the white.
Yeah.
What's the
Chance for
first
Japan
thing
to
that
get on the board here, guys.
what's the first thing that a team from Singapore when they get here that they want to do, like in terms of food or seeing? Like
Careful.
What's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well-
The PG version, please.
Well,
Maybe PG-13 we can handle.
I'm thinking about food mostly.
Okay.
here.
Okay.
All right, but I will say my preference happened to be a little bit different than their preference. You know, I'm from the States, and I miss my Mexican food every time I come here. So I took them to Tacos El Gordo for the first
Okay.
meal. Right?
And
Yeah.
They enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They liked it a lot. Thought it was very good Mexican food, but you know they missed the rice.
Yeah.
So they've been to Benihana twice, I think.
Okay. Oh, you can't go wrong. And in terms of Benihana, the Westgate's got one of
true
the best.
story.
Yeah.
One of the best. It's a beautiful facility here.
And I just found out they went to Chipotle yesterday, and
Okay.
and they enjoyed it. But the reason why they enjoyed it again was because they had rice.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So they just missed the rice.
It's kind of like a lot of our guys from where I'm from, where it's meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
My father always said, "I want food and potatoes." That's what he used to say. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was automatic. So
So our first time out from Team Japan here in this exhibition match. See if it pays off. 8 in the corner goes.
Yep.
Makeable shot on the 9.
Asking to mark the pocket, probably.
Interesting. Doesn't necessarily need to in this situation,
Yeah.
but why not?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know that.
oh, I like that one. Little frog with the flowers. Oh
Got
wow!
it. All right.
Barely.
Team Japan is on the board with their first point. They now trail by 2 games in this race to 5. And we will be back in just a few moments with continuing coverage of the APA World Pool Championships from Las Vegas.
No way, he did it! He did it! Holy smokes! What a shot!
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath.
All right, we're back. Japan got on the board there. That was a big game. 4-0 is tough to come back
Absolutely.
from, especially when it's a race to 5.
See
So
if they can maintain the momentum with Rico Wang now at the table of Team Japan. And we were just talking to Eddie. Now Eddie is our league operator in Singapore. Nori Nanjo, our league operator for JPA.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys actually met long before either of you were league operators, right? In the up in Washington, is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, good memory. Yes, I was a player, an APA player back in the day in Seattle, Washington, and yeah, I've known Nori since back then.
That's crazy small world how that would work out. That
Yeah, I think he was an exchange student in Seattle, Washington
Yeah.
at the time, and that must have been probably 15 years ago.
yeah, he started in 2007, but amazing that the two of you that would start our international franchises, you know,
Yeah.
on the other side of the globe would have known each other from here in the States. Once
Small
upon
world,
a time, it
they
is. It's just
say.
it's,
That's what
it's
they say.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Yeah, it is, and you know he's been such a gracious host to have me come over many times. To
Oh, have you
Japan.
visited?
I have,
okay,
yeah.
nice. And what have you noticed there in terms of the differences between pool in Japan and pool in Singapore?
Well, it's funny because I thought there would be more similarities, but it's actually quite different.
Really?
Yeah. I think the one similarity that I do see is in the pool halls. When you go to play pool, you go to play pool. You don't really go there to drink and socialize too much. In Japan,
Yeah.
and in Singapore, I mean, the people who go to play pool really hone in on their craft. They're honing in on their game, and they really take it seriously.
Okay.
But what I've noticed now living in Singapore that I didn't know before is that there is this pub atmosphere. There's this bar atmosphere where you do, drink and socialize, and the game is secondary, right? The friendship that you make at the at the pub is first.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they have that too much in Japan, not as much as they do in Singapore, at least.
Okay. What kind of tables did you notice over in Japan, out of curiosity? What are they playing on over there?
They're 9-footers.
Mostly 9 foot? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, Shanna's an interesting player because she's been doing this a long time. She actually hosts league of her own, in Singapore. And
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's great that she also plays APA and sees, the value of APA and what we bring to Singapore, and she's supportive, of course. And here she is playing in the championships.
Yeah.
Has she been playing since you started the APA there, or
And just about,
pretty much?
yeah, maybe the second season, and I think we're now on our 7th season.
I would imagine when you were new over there, you had to, some very important players, I'm sure, in that initial group that help you build
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. The first season is kind of a make it or break it, right? And we only had about 10 to 12 teams the first season. Then we expanded to 18 and 25, and then it blew up to about 45 after that.
Right.
And so now we're seeing the up and up. I think we're about 60 plus, 65 teams now.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
great. Yeah, and I mean, if you break it down, even areas, I speak for myself, but areas that have been existing for a long time, starting a division is difficult, especially if the people around this. So now you're taking something, again, to an area where people are not familiar with
Mhm.
APA, and it's so hats off to you.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, the rules are a bit different. It looks like she gave ball in hand there. Yeah, I mean, the rules are a bit different than what they're accustomed to, so it takes some time to people getting used to the rules. It takes some time to get used to what we're playing for, because, APA is more about having fun and meeting people and enjoying the game and the spirit of the game, as opposed to, gambling or whatever else there is out there.
Are you all traveling as a group, or do the 8-ball players come first and then the 9-ball and the 8-ball going home, or?
We did exactly that. So the
Yeah.
8-ball team
Okay.
came first. They arrived on the 6th. They had a little bit of time to get used to Las
Right.
Vegas. And then just last night, the 9-ball players arrived.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunate. But
That was a little careless.
if I'm not...
7-ball is
Yeah.
right here, people. That's not what she was hoping for. But again, advantage to who's got the most balls on the table. The more marbles you have when the other one only has one to hit.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Shannon got away with this one a little bit, too.
Mm-hmm.
She really didn't give away too much.
Well, she's got that. I don't know. She sure doesn't. The 9-ball, is that makeable, I wonder, past the 15? That's going to be... It's tough for us to see here on this angle, but so easy to play defense here. She can hit straight on the 9, hit and stick, and get the snooker and force Shannon, force... What is her name again? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting.
This is Reiko. Reiko Wang.
And Shanna.
Shanna.
Okay,
Mhm.
Shanna, that's right. I'm sorry.
Shannon.
Shanna. Reiko. Thank you. Team APA is on top of it, getting that up there. Appreciate it.
Looks like she did go with the defense. Another kick shot coming from Shannon.
Yeah. We'll see if she tries to maybe make it somewhere. Yeah, she tried. She got some action on it.
How have the players adjusted to the heat of Las Vegas? I don't know what the climate's like in Singapore, but
It is.
I know it's hot here, and it's been almost a little humid this week,
Yes.
which I'm not real used to here. It
Yeah.
seems a little worse than normal. But how does this compare to Singapore? How do they have adjusted to the?
I think they're still adjusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the weather like in Singapore this time of year?
It's pretty warm all year round.
Is
You know,
it?
we really don't have too many seasons. Oh no.
Miscue.
All
I
right,
think
ball in
so.
hand now to Shanna.
That could be curtains right there.
Yeah, probably.
And doesn't get much better than this. Ball in hand, stop shot
Yeah.
to get on the hill here. Shanna could take her team Singapore to the hill, going into the 9-ball game with ball in hand. I mean, with a break.
Gonna mark that pocket.
Yeah, what a terrible time to have a miscue right there.
Mm-hmm.
Shanna
All right.
buries the 8 in the side pocket. Team Singapore takes a commanding 4-1 lead. They will need just one more rack, and we'll see if they can get it here when we return in just a moment. And welcome back to continuing coverage of the APA World Pool Championships from Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas. This is a special exhibition match between Team Japan and Team Singapore at the table. Mike Koo.
We would love to make this on the break here.
9
Oh
ball.
my God, it was flying. It was-
Had
You
two
called it.
chances.
Yeah.
Had 2 chances there.
Wow.
Well, it would have been a great way to end it, but
Yeah.
it's not to be, and it is actually a dry break, so an opportunity now for Kentaro Ichijo, who's a skill level 7.
Yeah, not much to do about this. Cannot push out, so he's going to have to kick at it. Looks like he's going to go down. Long rail. Could possibly make it in the side, possibly in the corner. Could get a safety out of it. The obvious key is to make contact with the 1. Pace to hit him, people. It's going. Ooh,
Wow.
nice try. But
Yeah.
look at the speed he played with. Really good shot. Super shot. Unfortunately for him, super easy to play defense here with the 8 and the 7 where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Can just hit the right side of that 1 and put a little low right on it, go into the 4, and it's curtains. Should be a tough kick. Oh, he didn't hit it very hard and got a double kiss too. That was a break. Team
Mhm.
Japan.
Now, Mike and Lee have, what's that on the back of their shirts it says?
Melodies.
Is that a location over in Singapore?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the bar they're representing.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Melodies in Singapore.
Yeah, the president of APA, Greg, got to. Oh, he's going for the 2.
Yeah, nice.
I saw him looking at it earlier.
Nice
Wow,
try.
he was going for it the whole way.
Double shot there, 2-way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Good
had some
safety.
APA visitors over there not too long ago, right? Greg Fletcher and Walter Burkhardt, our director of operations over there.
Yeah, they got a chance to see what the bar life is like in Singapore, and it was an eye opener.
Yeah.
But it was a good time, and especially at Bar Melodies, because the towers of beer were flowing and the games were playing, and it was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, he raved about. He said it was a treat. He said he loved it there. So talking to Greg. Oh, nice
Oh,
shot.
what a
Nice,
kick.
shot
nice,
by
nice.
Mike
He got an
Koo.
applaud here from.
And he's got the 2-9.
2-9
opponent.
combo for the win.
Wow.
Oh, this will come in handy.
Put that on the highlight reel.
I think.
I don't know. I think he's going to go make the 2 and come down and make the 3-9. I would think. No, he
Nope.
went for it now.
Got it.
Good
Not
shot.
wasting any time. Mike
He's
Koo with the
smiling a little bit.
2-9 combo. And like that, folks,
That was
Team
it.
Singapore has won this special exhibition match by a score of 5-1. Eddie, we appreciate you joining us. We'll let you celebrate with your team out there. I think we've got some medals and things we're going to give them here in just a couple minutes, so we appreciate your time.
Congratulations.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks
All
for
right, see
being
you.
here.
All right, Ava. Well, I think that's going to do it for our special exhibition match today. Again, congratulations to Team Singapore on their victory here. And a big shout out to Team Japan as well for coming out and playing here in Pool Dog Arena. Certainly appreciate them taking the time. I know they had a long week here already playing, so
They did.
there we are.
I enjoyed every minute of that. And again, seeing the international kind of explosion we have with the APA pool in general, just the way it's grown since I was even playing on tour, just how it's continued to grow
Yes.
professionally and the amateur side. It's been great and super fun to hear some insight from Eddie too.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed having a chance to see some of our teams from Japan and from Singapore. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, thank you. Big thank you to our friends at PoolDog.com for their support in helping us bring you this coverage. We'll be back at 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow with continuing coverage of this year's APA World Pool Championships. Thanks for joining us.